Hey, hi everyone. Good afternoon. So sorry for the delay and when the stream starts, but we're here, and thank you so much everyone for coming. And let's get to being productive. So I see you guys have talked a lot in pre-chat. Hello, hi. But let me go ahead and put down the pinned tweet for the cuckoo room that we'll be using first. So join me in this cuckoo room to be productive listening. We're doing pomodoros here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin this one in one message. Yeah, let's get to it, everyone. Let's be productive. Sorry for the delay. I was busy with some stuff. They took a little bit longer than I thought, but we're here. We're here now. And let's see. So I see there's a lot of talk about snake people and how their snakes behave. I think it can depend. I definitely think there are situations out there where some snake tentacles are maybe a little more sentient and can cause trouble for their host. I think there can be precocious tentacles. I'm sure there's like there's training you can like do for your tentacles to make them a little less precocious. Yeah. Hello, hi Whiskers, hi Ashy. I will also say, going forward, I think I know this is a series for adults, so it's inevitable that people will have talks about like romantic things between characters or like sexy things between characters. I will say, Ashy, when you mentioned in pre-chat like, oh, do you think Nala would wake up with covered in hickeys? I will say I instantly got PDA cringe. You know what I mean? Like when you see when you see PDA in public and you cringe, I immediately got PDA cringe, even though these are my characters. So I think let's maybe tone down a little bit on just any discussions of like romantic PDA between my characters. Hey, I know I don't have that much control over it, but I do think I need to keep it a little bit careful in case in the future there's more people here and then everyone's talking about PDA because they feel like it's okay to talk about PDA and suddenly I'm in PDA hell. No, it's okay, Ashy. I'm just like, I do realize I did cringe. So I'm like, I need to keep that in mind, that I do find it cringy to think about my OCs being PDA somehow. But I mean, it's okay. I think we'll figure it out as we go along, because I do know, one, this is like a series for adults, and then two, like, it's the internet. I guess it's not a big deal. Like, you can't really tell people not to talk about that, right? So, it's whatever. Glad you found that before it got bigger. Before it got bigger? I mean, I guess so. We're still figuring it out. Yeah. And also, hi Kohai, hi! We're working on storyboards. Don't mind me as I work on this little lizard. I'm gonna make this hand a little bigger. But yeah. It's interesting. It's what Whiskers said. It does kind of feel a little like they're my babies, I guess. So thinking of them being too PDA, I'm a little like, I don't know. Or it's like, if it's PDA, I guess like in the context of story, I don't really mind. But I do feel like in the future, if there's like, one day if there's like a lot of talk of it in pre-chat, I'd be like, oh, this makes me uncomfortable. And I made these characters. I just think that it could maybe be a weird environment for someone stumbling into the web series to encounter. Maybe? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think it might be kind of weird. I don't know where to put this hand in the back. I'm going to put this hand, I'm gonna make a little fist right here. No, the silhouette's weird. The fist is gonna be right here, and it's gonna be just like a little... Yeah, that won't hurt the silhouette too much. Oh, no worries, Blair. Oh, wait. Oh, you're Susie? That's cute. No worries if you reset the timer. It's all good. Oh, wow, there's so many people in this room being productive today. Love to see it. Let's go. Hi, Lee. Let's see here. All right. Now, I know this lizard... I'm gonna give this lizard just, like, longer feet, because I think that was... Oh, I've been looking at lizard references, and I kind of think that's how their legs go about a little bit. I mean, if I were to cartoonify them... Yeah, Yep. Alright. How is everyone today? What is up? Out of the characters displayed, knowing what you know about these tentacle snakes, would you want to... Hey, friends, would you want to be a little octopus dog tentacle creature species? Would that be your species of choice in this world? Going to give... Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, that's how their shoes look. Oh, that's a fun idea, Ashy. So when it comes to making packs, different cultures have their own ways of doing it. I think some people, they don't really think it's important to do any sort of traditional practices for making packs, but there's definitely a lot of cultures out there where they're like, when you make a pact, you have to do this ceremony. It's gonna make your pack stronger. Trust, promise, it'll make your pack grow better. Like, there's a lot of people out there that definitely have those kinds of views. Whether or not that's accurate, well, I mean, you know, it's a ritual. If you believe it helps, maybe it does help. Who knows? Psychologists out there, can you confirm? But yeah, there's definitely some of that. Oh shoot, no, sorry. I'm realizing now that I need to make the feet line up. 1 second. You, foot. I need you to be... Okay, if it's over there, it would be... You know what? Here's probably fine. You're working on R5 drawings? Nice, Kohai! Good luck! Hotel checkout time? Ooh! Okay. Nice. And congratulations, glad you like to be the scammer bunny. You can do artifact figure drawing, love it. I see, Ashy, okay, yeah. You'd be the sentient bush, Z? That's funny. Wait, you guys, for those of you who don't know, there is a species that is a sentient bush. You haven't met any yet, but they're out there. They're out there. Excited for you to meet Sentient Bush soon. I basically wanted to have a species where how to phrase this. I wanted a species in this world where magic was what made them be able to exist, because not exist, to have sentience, because the bush doesn't have any organs, right? It has no brain. However, the magic of that species is that they are granted sentience and like all the functions of like mind, intelligence, and all that without any organs. So that's like that's the magic of their species. They can't do any other magic. that's the only thing their magic can do. But it is a wonder to the scientific and medical communities, and there's been a lot of research done about how these guys are fully sentient without any organs to speak of. We doing a drinking stream tonight? Wait, where did that come from? Was there news of a drinking stream? No, I'm just doing storyboards. Oh, to be a sentient bush, right? Right. You're not even thinking of abilities, just which one would be the most convenient to be. There is a species out there. Gosh, I need to pull out my Google documents, but oh, the hand's too long. There is one species out there where their magical ability is that they are granted one thing that they need every week. So that could be like fun, if anything. I mean, I do think it would be a psychological, it would be psychologically taxing, right? Because you would try to game the system and it wouldn't work very well. Because it's definitely a discussion between the difference between needs and wants, right? But that's like a fun species. It's fun, goofy goober. Okay, this works. In terms of useful, I think if you want to try parkouring, you might want to be the deer species, because the deer species, their magic is manipulating. Okay, I want to say this very carefully. It's not manipulating gravity, but it's manipulating force and how the relationship between the forces that are happening around you. So the pull between objects around you. So it could. I think Francie would love that species, honestly, because he loves parkour. But it would allow you to render the gravitational pull between you and the Earth a little less powerful, so you could jump higher, and also allow you to anchor items into space. The deers are kind of complicated in how their magic works, but yeah, that's like the gist of it. It will let you parkour really easily. You love that, Kohai? Yeah, they just exist. I mean, I do think once the bushes gain sentience, it comes with all the trappings and problems of sentience. So like, you know, the worries of work, the worries of trying to improve and trying to be better, like all of that is definitely something that comes with the territory. So unfortunately, you know, it's like these bushes, they're sentient, so they do suffer from some of the same worries that we go through. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think my idea for the sentient bushes was that they are a magical and medical marvel. So there's been a lot of research. I was thinking, Whiskers, you let me know if this is something that sounds fun, but I thought it would be interesting if a lot of research went into how to maintain the sentience and like aliveness without organs. So they're using that research of how that magic works, and they're trying to apply it to patients whose organs have completely failed, and they're trying to apply it to patients that maybe are in situations where their body can no longer sustain being alive. So there's like a weird thing happening where I don't think they're making zombies, they're not making undead, but they're trying to use this information to keep people alive. Let's see. Scouting around, roughing up random bushes to find the spy. I think if you know how the bushes look like, you would be able to recognize them, because it's just like recognizing a rose bush from other bushes, right? Like you can recognize the leaf patterns being different, so you can definitely clock sentient bushes by how they look. Z wants to be an invisible cat. You steal so much food. That sounds perfect. Absolutely. You could be just a real scoundrel of an invisible cat. Oh yeah, hey guys, there's invisible cats in my world. I think Z has a little bit of an upper hand because Z is my editor. So Z has seen a lot of the little creatures in my world and is able to sorry. Yeah, ZZ has seen some of the creatures in my world and has a larger pool of data to grab from. Yeah, the deer, goat, lemur-like species, also rock climbers, great parkourers, absolutely. Being a snail creature is similar to that circumstance? What do you mean, Kohai? Do you mean in terms of the gravity manipulation thing? Nice, Whiskers. Yeah, just like keeping things alive with the sentient magic. Yeah, in real life we've been trying to recreate whole organs. So like imagine using magic to replace organs. You are so important, Z. You're a little guy, but you're a little editor. Wait, why am I being blessed? Thank you, Kohai. Wait, why is chat? Why is there bribing going on? Eh? Wait, 1 second. I think the tail size is changing. Folks, I'm kind of struggling with how to draw a huge lizard tail on just a regular old dude. Here. I'm gonna do that. Sure, I'll just do that. Tails are hard. Lizard tails are huge. They're almost as thick as their torsos. What do they put in those tails? It's just, they don't have any organs in those tails as far as I know. So I'm just kind of like, what on earth? Okay, wait, I'm gonna... This is the chest area, this is the hip... Yeah, I don't want to... Here, let me just... A little bit higher. That feels about right. Those are freaking huge. Storing these things. They're like camels with their tails. Oh, I see, Kohai. Okay, so the sentient bush thing. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, that's very cool. So you are a little sentient snail. I love that. And thank you for the blessings for the sneeze. I deeply appreciate. I see now, that makes sense. Once your heart reaches 50+ years of age, it's just about patching it up and trying to slow down the decline. Interesting. Wait, that sucks. No. Okay. I'll exercise more. Hey, that gave me great motivation to exercise a bit more to keep my heart healthy. Just some more cardio, baby. Okay. No worries, Z. Like, you don't have to worry about revealing stuff that isn't shown. I mean, I don't think any of the world building is something that I'm actively trying to hide away. My only concern is I don't want any story to be spoiled, but it's totally fine otherwise. Okay, so there's like a button situation here. Okay. Okay, lizard's done. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a matte layer on these guys so I can actually see what's going on here. They're coming in closer, so let's go ahead and do this maybe. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are really enjoying all these little species. I think when I was doing the world building for my species, I wanted the species to be really out there. I wanted there to be a certain degree of realism to my world in the sense of like, it makes sense that these characters are designed this way, but I think the overall vibe of the world building in my world is definitely like, I wanted it to feel like the gods that made the species and the world had a lot of fun making it, but the gods didn't think too much about maybe what makes the most sense. So some of the species are really quirky, as like the gods like, that's fun, that's like a funny thing, it's kind of funny that the creature does this. And like, I don't think it's malicious, I don't think the creature having this ability is like unfair, it's just funny. And also it's good for this thing that they have this magical power. So I definitely wanted it to have that kind of energy. I wanted it to feel like everything's kind of held together by duct tape a little bit. So yeah, so some of the magical abilities are a little bit more out there. But I don't think the gods were malicious about it, so there's no abilities where like you look at it and you're like, that's a really inefficient and malicious magical skill to give this species. So yeah. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Wait, organic beings could only reach a theoretical age of 4,000 years old? I didn't know that. That's really interesting. That's completely news to me, but all very, very interesting. I'll keep that in mind. I mean, I don't think any of these guys live to 4,000. I was thinking like maybe 200. Oh, hello, am I still here? Hi, am I back? Did I blink out for a second? Hi, I'm back. Yeah, I was thinking about the 4,000-year-old thing. Thank you for the info. A little lag? Okay, I'm back. If humans could live that long, cosmic radiation cancer would eventually catch up. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I shake your hand, Whiskers. I also love when magic is silly instead of useful. I agree, Kohai. I think a little bit of silliness is fun. I think the levity is cute. Oh, you didn't even see me disconnect? That's great. Hey, that's what I like to hear. Wonderful. That's good. That's excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the bird. Sorry, I can't help but laugh at this expression. It's so earnestly just cheese to be here. They're practically falling out of their chair. Okay, I've been doing storyboard studies, and a very important part of storyboard studies is for the silhouette to be very clear. So I'm gonna try to make a very clear silhouette right now. I'm gonna make such a clear silhouette. So here is the hand, a little bit. And now here is the silhouette. the arm is like this. The other arm is like this. I'm making sure there's overlap, right? There's overlap going on. There, I do think this reads way better a little bit. I think a lot of, yeah, this reads way better. Oh yeah, it's good adding that lower eye line because it makes them look just slightly more intense. I think I'm messing up. I will say though, I think I'm messing up the center line. The center line is actually going like this, I think. So I'm going to fix that. Yay! That was fairly painless. We got this pose done extremely fast. So my storyboard study is coming in handy, baby. It's coming in handy. Let's see. They really are loving life with that expression. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of the stuff in the front so I won't be super confused. How do I... The whole fact that birds, their knee basically, it feels like their knee bends the other way. It does throw me off a little bit. Hold on. This part. Okay. No! No, 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 no! Hold on. Wait. Wait. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm not done. Wait. Wait, no. The better shot would be sticking straight out and being like... This is the better shot. It's break time. Give me a second. I need to count how many talons a usual bird has. A bird has... Okay, 3 in front, 1 in the back. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll take a break. To answer your questions from 30 minutes ago, you're working on rigging your character. Oh, how to weight paint so that you can have control on which bones control what. That's cool. Wow, weight paint? How to weight paint? Wow, that's really cool. I think that'll be fun. Then you can rig your little Mr. Soup doing cool stuff, little poses. Speaking of poses, thanks for the compliment on my pose. You love the big guy in the middle? I'm glad, Kohai. do bird species in this world also have hollow bones? I think so, otherwise it would truly be too hard for them to fly. But actually, their magic allows them to compensate, right? Their magic allows them to fly more easily. So I would say it's actually possible for them to not have hollow bones. I want to say their bones don't have to be as light as actual bird bones in our world. And I do think having bones that light would make... Oh, we're back. I was going to say, I do think over the years, with, you know, evolution and all that, I do think maybe their bones are a little bit more sturdy, because that would lend to just like better health, I think. For their situation, they don't have to be that light. They're sturdier than hollow bones, I think. Thank you, Chris. Hi, Chris. I appreciate your compliments on my boards. We're taking a little break right now, a little 5-minute break. I'm doing some simple hand stretches, and then we're gonna get back into it. Please make yourself at home. Feel free to join us in being productive. As you can see, there's something pinned to the top. There's like a little message saying you can join us in the cuckoo room. And if you do that, we're doing 25-minute sprints right now. I believe we have, how many more minutes do we have? We have 4 minutes and 50 more seconds in our break before we get back into another Pomodoro. Oh, some birds have 3s in front and some have 5? That's interesting. Okay. Maybe I'll stick to this 4, because I do think a lot of people are used to seeing birds having 3 talons in front. Or three talons? 3 talons? I guess so, 3 talons in front. Nice, Kohai! Nice. I'm wishing you well with shading hair. Do bird people chirp? They do. They can chirp. I'm back. Oh no, I hope the lag stops. What's going on today? There's a little bit more lag than I'm used to. But yeah, I do think as you were saying, Z, you were saying like adults hurt themselves on slip and slides because they're too heavy. I'm thinking now too that maybe birds are fine because they're so light and so like not heavy that they won't hurt themselves with their hollow bones. But yeah, I definitely think Shuri could probably do a big whoopsie just by sitting down too hard because they're too heavy, they're too big, they're human sized. In fact, I would say Shuri is like bigger than most bird people, so that would be dangerous. Maybe there's something up with YouTube. You know what? That could be it. That could be it. I will say I keep every time I do lag, I get a notification from OBS that I'm disconnecting, so that could also be part of it. Yeah, maybe it's an OBS thing. Maybe I just have bad internet today. Who knows? I'm just waiting for break to end. How many more minutes? 2 more minutes. Shuri's a Chad bird. You're a Chad Pama? I mean, I suppose so. I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, Shuri's kind of tall. Shuri's a fairly tall bird person. Ah. Ooh. Oh, I want to draw so bad. I must resist. It's break time. I feel like I feel like Mr. Peanut at the end of a world tour, sitting backstage with his hands clasped. Sitting there in my little suit, being like, when will the break end? I literally have my hands clasped, just waiting for the break timer to end. Oh, I can switch. You know what? I can get ready. I can go ahead and switch my keyboard shortcuts to left hand in preparation for the break to end. What's everyone been focusing on lately? I will say I'm pretty excited for Genshin Fontaine. Oh, it's time! Alright, left hand, baby, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and select a 25 minutes, everybody. Let's go, Pomodoro time. Now, I'm using my left hand now, so we're about to get a lot slower, folks. It's fine. Just imagine that I'm drawing each line just lovingly. I'm not. I'm just drawing it carefully so I don't strain my wrist. Let's go. Something like this, something like that. Ooh, my line control. Really tanking. It's fine. Wings. I want to say I do think bird people, when they get excited, sometimes their wings just open up a little bit, because I do think birds do that too. When they're startled, their wings kind of flap slightly. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this person, they're excited, right? So their wings are spreading a little bit, just a little bit. Not enough to knock into anyone, but enough to really be like, wow, their wings are spread. I forgot what outfit I put them in, but you know, standard outfit, let's go. I'd say it's fairly popular right now to have an outfit that's maybe kind of like... yeah, sure. This works. I think a lot of times I draw inspirations for bird people by those three-piece suits that we wear, where there's like it divides in the front and then there's like coattails in the back. I think that's very that's a little bit popular for birds to wear, because I think the coattails really add to the coattails frame their tail feathers really well, which is why it's trendy. I don't know. I gave them just this type of shirt in this last frame though. You know what? I'm getting rid of the coattails. I need to keep consistent. I'm like, wait a minute. Never mind. You're not wearing coattails. Maybe to the ceremony to the ceremony they will wear coattails. But for now, no. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, I'll also miss Sumeru. I think Sumeru is the first instance in Genshin where they've really done a fantastic job getting us invested in the side characters. Can't get over the whole Sino, Dinari, Kaveh, and Alhaitham boy group. Very, very fun. Love the group of them. It's just the character interactions really make the region more lively. I'm excited for Fontaine because I think I definitely feel like they're going to also work a little bit more on the character building and allow them to have some room. room to shine. Very excited for that. Very, very excited. I'm so excited for the character dynamics. Because we also have, oh wait, this is a leak. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Hey, I'm not gonna say that thing I was about to say. But yeah, I'm excited for the people to interact and to have more character interactions. Yeah, I'm excited for their dynamics, Kohai. Do you think lizard folks would decorate their tails? Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think tail jewelry is pretty popular because there's also snake people, and they definitely wear tail jewelry. So I think tail jewelry is just trendy right now. It looks maybe tail jewelry is usually designed for people that actually have long tails, but I think it's probably popular to the point that like I probably think like even bird people wear tail jewelry, but I think they don't wear too much of it because it does affect their flying. Is there military in this world? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, even though there's a lot of like I've told you before, there's a lot of nomadic traveling cities that are not invested in conquering anything. The only type of military they have is more for defensive purposes. But you know, every single region, all these different people groups are doing their own thing. So I don't doubt that there's people out there with like military, and they probably fight other groups all the time. But I think in general, I think a lot of groups are more focused on gathering resources than warfare. There are things in this world that I haven't gotten into yet that make warfare and conquering not very effective. It's definitely not the most economically beneficial route to take, for one thing, but also there's other reasons too. I definitely wanted to create a world where war would likely never be the focus. I'm just tired of like war anything. Let me see what I was using. So I was using the lightest thing. I'm just tired of war anything. I think there's just too much of that in real life. I mean, I understand that it's like an inevitable part of just being people, being sentient beings, is to war and conflict. But I definitely set out to make a world. I set out to make a fantasy world where that type of behavior is discouraged, and you don't see that much of it outside of like pirates stealing from like outside of like, you know, pirates stealing from nomadic tribes, or you know, just in general, that kind of stuff. Like more smaller scale. I'm not interested in like big I'm not interested in like big scale empires and just people conquering other nations, imperialism, etc., etc. Yeah, people will wonder why there isn't war. I think it's just discouraged. It's like it's a little bit built into the culture that it's not a good idea, because it's like all the most powerful economic forces are not that way because of war or conquering other areas to enslave their people. All the most economically prosperous groups are ones that are the best at getting along with other groups. But I know that in itself is not enough of a motivation. But in general, yeah, I set out I set out to make a world that's not that way. I'm just tired of it in real life, I think. Like I'll just come out and say it. I'm Taiwanese, not very excited about the state of things right now. Definitely constantly worried about my family over in Taiwan. Every time I see any type of war story or any type of like fantasy that it contains war and is depicted as like a fun thing, I'm just sitting here like, how nice it must be to live in a world where you don't have to worry about your family being killed in crossfire. That you would write fantasy about this. I mean, hey, you can write fantasy about whatever you'd like. I know that's a very, very hot take, but it's just, whew. For me, that is simply too close for comfort. Let's see. Too many jingles for Bird Tales? I agree. I think if there's too many jingles on Bird Tale, it would just make it hard to fly. I mean, I think their magic would still surpass that and allow the birds to fly somewhat, but it's a little bit clunky. There's a lot of like clacking, so yeah. But the shininess, they do like their shinies. I will say the bird culture, they wear a lot of very shiny accessories. They're like, ooh, shiny, and they like really colorful colors. I think Shuri is someone who wears more muted tones, but a lot of their friends and families get very colorful. And thank you guys. Yeah, it's rough. Folks, it's rough sometimes out here. I think I like fantasy for escapism, so for me personally, if I'm designing this world, so my escapism is a world where I don't have to worry about people getting hurt in crossfire. Yeah. They wage wars through large-scale Project Runway fashion styles competitions. Sorry, spoilers, you didn't make up. Yes. I mean, I guess that's why like the main conflict in this series for this arc is being at an art school, and the conflicts that comes with just being creative and making your own content and how that's difficult. I definitely would be interested in the future of perhaps one day tackling I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a different layer because it will be easier. 1 second. My brain is thinking. I'm gonna make this layer back. You know what? I'm just gonna call this Mecha. Sorry, I don't have a name for the character yet, so I'll just, this is for me to know which character this is. But yeah, I would love to do a arc someday in this world where people where it's maybe like a bunch of bounty hunters, because bounty hunters are definitely still a thing in this world. There are so many nations and countries in this world where I think there's definitely situations where criminals or people, I guess with bounties on them, cross between all these many different nations. So bounty hunters are popular to take care of business in between these in between these political lines. Would love a little series on bounty hunters and just bounty hunters, and like just imagining the kind of cool gear they would get up to and the cool artifacts they would have to do their work with. I was thinking it could be fun to have like a oops, this is just a possibility, like a oops all enemies to lovers series where you're being chased by all these bounty hunters, but maybe if you play your cards right, you can seduce all of them. Just a fun little idea. An oops, all enemies to lovers, bounty hunter situation. Hi, Gob! Hi! Ah. Oh, you're gonna relate hard to this arc? Yeah, being in our school is rough, Kohai. Yeah, this one's rough, buddy. I think the fact that they're in a world where they don't have to worry. Well, the art school they go to is on an island that is very extremely socialistic slash anarchistic, so you don't have to worry too much about like I have to find a job immediately after I graduate. So that's like already like way less of a stress. But I think there's just something about art school that makes people very competitive. And that kind of competition is like its own beast to deal with. It's like even in a situation where everyone doesn't have to worry about money, people still get like friggin' intense about art in art school. One second, I'm like mentally figuring out how to draw this little guy. I think this is it. I'm looking forward to mech designs in the future. I want to see if I can get Francie to design some. Francie's very good at mech design. I think my designs they're okay. I could definitely improve. I just need more practice, but I'd love to get some real mech professionals in here to design some cool designs. Oh, what's this, Ashley? Is the world map still kind of like what I had shown before? I think it might have changed. I've changed the world map at least 4 times. So I don't know if it's exactly what I showed you last time. But I think even the world map is divided up into mostly not huge continents, but smaller continents, like a bunch of smaller continents. A rogue band of bounty hunters, characters from each tribe, and then we get to see them combine their powers. Totally. It would be fun. It would also be fun to kind of like navigate political situations at different places that people run to. It would be fun to navigate the politics between bounty hunters. That could be fun. A dating sim where everyone's out to kill you from love. So true, Kohai. How cute. Oh, you felt that from being in graphic design? Yeah. Ooh, hang in there, Kohai. It's just everyone's so competitive. Everyone's very competitive, and for what? People are just like putting their health second. Don't do that. Don't put your health second. No. Oh, this is way too small. Don't put your health second. Take care of yourself. Let's see here. Okay. Good enough. These frames are going by kind of fast too, so I don't want to spend all day just kind of like making these work. Making these as close as possible when these frames are gonna happen fairly quickly. Okay. And body here. Whole day here. Friendship, hobbies, free time? What's that? I need to grind. Ah, true. I think like, you know, it's fine to grind, I guess. Just don't bring yourself out. I think a lot about how a lot of people grind super hard in art school and in that competitive environment, and then they get so completely burnt out that they're like, oh, why am I unable to get work right after school? And then like the heartbreakingness of that reality makes it so that they kind of give up a little bit on art for a bit, and then that's what really sets you back. I think if it breaks your spirit, that's what really sets you back. Let's see here. And then what? I'm going to hand here. I'm sitting here also thinking about how many different size models people have to make for their phones. In this picture alone, there's like at least 4 different sizings of creatures. I feel like there has to be like 4 different models of phones. Like that mech in the back, they're using a phone that's easily 2 times the size of the lizard in the front. This ain't gonna be easy for them. Okay. Yeah, wow, the phone looks easily like, it's so big. It's like a huge PSP. Do they still sell those PSPs? Probably not. You know, no, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna say maybe I should go back and like design this mech a little bit better so that it looks a little bit nicer. But then I realized I don't think I have the power to do so. I'm not good enough at drawing mechs. I'm just gonna have to say that next time that I do a mech, it's gonna look nicer. It's gonna be a little bit of a nicer design. I'll figure out how to make those by then, probably. Also, the hand position is too similar to the last one, so I'm gonna go ahead, shift it a bit. Right, there. Okay, there we go. That's way better. Hand. See you, Whiskers! Have a good time checking out your hotel. Oh, PSPs are still sold? Okay. I see, okay. Oh, Kohai! Oh, Kohai! I gently pat you on the shoulder. It's rough. I'm glad that you are just now working on making your own little shop and selling fan merch. Take it easy. It's rough, I think. Like you really gotta pace yourself in those types of art programs. It's very unforgiving. Yeah, take care of yourself. It's you know, I think art is truly a situation of like slow and steady wins the race, you know? It's just, you just gotta take it easy a little bit. I know it's easier said than done. I mean, I was also in art school, so I know how intense it can get. But yeah, please take care. Please take care. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and just make this guy a little bigger. And then I'm going to rotate. Yeah, now it looks like they're Newman. They're Newman, folks. Yay! Oh, that saved me some real trouble. And then I think this could be funny for the other creatures in the background. I'm going to draw. I think the shapeshifter is funny right here, but I'm going to make him like. Hold on, I'm cooking. Oh yeah, I can switch to my right hand soon. I'm gonna make him. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you know what? Actually, being a shapeshifter could be really fun. If I was in this world, what would I want to be? Well, I have to think about the fact that I'm an artist, right? Being a shapeshifter is maybe not super useful for artistry. I think what would be more useful for artistry would be... I definitely feel like maybe being a bunny would be most useful for me, because I think doing art and doing the artifact tracing is a little bit similar. They're both crafts that require focus and precision and interpretive, creative decisions, right? So I could do that as my full-time job, which is I'm making artifacts, and then my part-time job is I work on this web series. It's break time again. All right, let me. Has anyone selected 5 minutes? Let's do 5 minutes. I think, yeah, shapeshifter models are one of the most popular in this world. I'd say they're a huge multi-billion-dollar industry, etc., etc., etc. Because, you know, people would rather just shapeshift than spend an hour putting on makeup each day, right? Even if you're really good at putting on makeup, that's still like a lot of prep time. Whereas if you could just shapeshift, that's awesome. People spend so much money on, you know, plastic surgery, on surgeries just in general for cosmetic things. If you could just use an artifact to look exactly how you want, that'd be huge. That'd be huge. I'm stretching. Don't forget to stretch and hydrate, everybody. I'd be a bunny in this world. Okay. I'd be a bunny. My day job would be artifacting. And then I draw. What else would be good for drawing? I think something else that could be good for drawing maybe is... No, I was thinking if I could use the tentacles as a octopus person to draw more, so I could draw with multiple hands. But no, I kind of just draw with one hand still. I'm becoming ambidextrous, but I still only draw with one hand at a time, so that's not a solution. Yeah, I think bunny's best for me. Right, Ashley? I also think it's also fun sometimes for them to look like creatures that don't exist in this world. I think I imagine there's a subculture, right, where where they where it's trendy to morph yourself into eldritch-ish creatures, but in a palatable way, if that makes sense. Like, I think about in our culture, we have like subcultures that are focused on, I think the appearance isn't meant to be like, I want to look as attractive as possible. The appearance is like the beauty that they're searching for is more along the lines of like expression, but expression in a more like grungy way, and like the dark things, right? And the horror of things and the beauty in that. So there's definitely also subcultures in this world where I think a little bit like a reflection of that aspect of people nature. I keep wanting to say human nature, but none of these are humans. People nature, sentient nature of being interested in and being interested and drawn to like horror, right? A whole fashion subculture of people become biblically accurate. I think so. It would be that, but then they would make it probably a little more appealing. There's probably people in that subculture that go really hard. Like they will look like creepy monsters and whatnot. They got to be careful because I do think sometimes they get stopped on the street to well-meaning individuals would be like, what's going on here? Are you actually some kind of creepy creature? No, I'm so sorry to stop you and waste your time. Was definitely thrown for a loop there. Oh, I'm imagining like if they, I don't think there's Halloween in this world, but there's probably cultures and holidays that celebrate something that's a little similar to like Halloween or Dia de los Muertos, or just like celebrating like death, and I can definitely see it being commercialized and people would put on their big creepy big monstrous forms during these holidays. Yeah. Oh, I want to work on that. Ooh. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna write that down so I don't actually forget. Oh, that's fun. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do 25 minutes again because I am technically working. I'm going into my Notion. I am going to write this down. I need to clear out my Notion at some point. I have way too many things here. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna write this down really quick. I'm gonna write this down really quick. Subculture. Looking monstrous, biblically accurate, angel, etc. But probably mainstream would look a little more palatable. A little more like, you know how there's a lot of cultures like punk and goth and a lot of other subcultures. I think like deep in the subculture, the goal of the individuals is not to look extremely attractive in a more mainstream way, but in places like TikTok, I think there are people more along the fringes of these subcultures that like the aesthetic, maybe are not too deeply into some of the more intense parts of the subculture, and just kind of like dabbling in the aesthetic. And then they'll just like, they will the way they wear their subculture is in a more palatable way. I guess I was thinking that, like, I think there's like a range in this subculture of people looking like eldritch beings and monsters, where it's like you have on one side more palatable mainstream, and then you have on the way other side where it's just totally disregarding the ideas of what is pretty. So it would be interesting to think about this. Let's see. There is a scale. Okay, sorry, I had to write that down so I didn't forget. I just think that's such a fun subculture. Okay, back to work. I don't want to reveal too much. I will say, Ashy, that is like that is a thing. That is a thing. But also I'm just like, I won't go too much into it, even though in my world that definitely is like a funny side thing. I don't want to say it's funny because it's like a real thing, but it's like it's definitely like a little side thing that will probably we'll see. It might be something that is more how do I say this? That thing you just mentioned, that's definitely a thing. We might see more of it in the world. Depends on the choices the character makes, right? And like what is revealed to them and the cultures they dabble in this world. Z knows everything. Z knows almost everything. I'm like a little shocked at how hard Ashy nailed that, hit the nail on the head. I know I am always dunking on Ashy for like saying things that are maybe a little bit too like PDA or like too weirdly sexually charged for streams that are not sexually charged. But in this specific instance, I'm like, oh, that is Ashy has actually hit the nail on the head a little bit here. Here's the thing though, Ashy, like, I mean, of course that would happen, right? Obviously, I think like any shapeshifter, I think people tend to change for others. This is something that's like unavoidable, but I definitely think there's also like there's also like people being like, don't change your shapeshifting habits for others. That's probably like a huge deal, because I think people who shapeshift, I think like something I think culturally that they probably struggle with is like identity. I think that's definitely maybe something that they struggle with a little bit, maybe more than some people. I can see that being something they struggle with. I don't want to say they struggle more than other people, but it's definitely something I can see them struggling with. In BG. I'm gonna change background to people in BG. Ashy. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're lonely, I can see it leaking out. I mean, I get it. Oh, I'm going to draw this moth a little bit closer. I love that I basically created a moth species where it's just, I give them the ooh-woo mouth constantly. This was a great, hey, I pat myself on the back. This was a great design choice. Love that I've made the uwu mouth just a thing. I'm gonna put, shit. No, it's fine. I'm gonna put it over the magic thing. So I do need, this mouth going Yum, baby. Does this one have a bow tie? No, this one has a scarf. My bad. No bow tie, only scarf. This one has a Gen scarf, actually. I mean, I think that could be like fun, Ashy, but I also feel like the shapeshifters probably wouldn't like being restrained that way, I guess. Like, I think it could be, because I think that's definitely like something that people is like a conversation that's constantly being had in my world, is like how to deal with identification. I think that's just something that they're working on. Because the thing with shapeshifting is that you can almost kind of never tell. You can kind of almost never tell who is who sometimes if you really have the means and the resources. But I mean, I was thinking too, like, would there be troubles in this world where it's like, oh, like, some people just keep changing how they look and then they just keep gaslighting people, saying they're different people. But then I thought about, in our world, you can already do that. If you do makeup really well, straight up, only your close friends would be able to recognize you if you really do your makeup really differently. So you can already do that. People just don't do that because there's no reason to, right? Like, why would someone want to look so different and then, like, I guess, like, surprise people and gaslight people into thinking they're a completely different person? There's not like a reason for anyone to do that. It's just confusing and kind of a waste of time. So I think, like, there's no way to identify if someone is using magic to look very different. It's just there's not really a reason anyone would do that. It's looming. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put. Okay, so this is like the lightest level of gray. Nice. OnlyFans, that's true. OnlyFans would definitely be like, you could definitely use that. But hey, here's the thing. This is something I'm thinking a lot about lately. I'm thinking, like, if everyone has access to look as beautiful as they want, then no one is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like being beautiful is so easily accessible in this world after a certain point. Like, I think when Taba's being born, technology is still at a point where it's not that accessible. Like, it still costs a bit of money, right, to get the artifacts. But as Taba grows up, technology, Taba is actually growing up in a point in this world's technology where they're figuring out how to I don't want to say mass produce magical artifacts, but it's becoming easier to have magical artifacts and the price is going down. So it's even more accessible for people to have magical artifacts, and it's even easier for anyone to look as beautiful as they want. So I think something that's interesting is people stop trying to look as beautiful as possible after a certain point, and then it just becomes them wanting to, I think, be as like unique as possible, question mark. It's definitely the standards of beauty do change a little bit, I think. Or it's like, maybe the standards don't change, but it's like people's approach towards beauty changes a little bit. Lant syndrome moment? What do you mean? What? Hey, what's Lant syndrome? Explain yourself. Hey, Z, you, explain yourself. What is Lant syndrome? What do you mean? What do you mean? Shapeshifters getting a bad reputation. I think shapeshifters having a bad reputation was something that maybe was happening 1,000 years ago, but culture has since progressed past that point. That makes sense, because shapeshifters have been around since forever, right? So those types of conflicts have already been more or less resolved. Oh! Okay, Z. Syndrome from Incredibles saying when everyone's a super, no one will be. Okay, I see. Okay. I see. Interesting. I also want to know what Lant syndrome is. I don't know what. But yeah, interesting. That's fun. Let's see. Some shapeshifters would try their hardest to always stay in the same form. I don't think that would be the case. Maybe thousands of years ago, maybe that's the case when there was prejudice happening about these different species. But at this point, I think that's not the case anymore. It would be, people wouldn't try to stay in the same form, but they would try to let people know if they change their form, right? It would be how like think about it this way, right? Like at my age, I no longer do the thing online where I try to have different personas. When I was in high school and in middle school, I liked having different accounts online, and I would try not to cross the streams because it was fun being able to have a fresh slate. But what I realized was as I made actual meaningful connections online with people that I cared about, it was always very awkward to be like, so I know I'm talking to you right now in this current persona, but actually in my art account, I'm go by this name and this is all the things I do. So it becomes confusing after a bit. That's why you don't maintain different personas, is because when you actually start building meaningful relationships and you're trying to like, I guess, let people into your life, it becomes annoying to deal with. So, I mean, I think people nowadays, like, there's still people on the internet who try to be multiple personas, but I think they're working through something, right? Like, I think doing that was something I did when I was younger, and I felt like it was fun and I didn't understand maybe the repercussions of my actions. But yeah, I can imagine young shapeshifters doing that. They'll have like multiple personas they like to play around with, and then as they grow older and they're building real friendships and real packs, they're like, I don't do that anymore. That's a waste of time. Getting a new form and texting all your contacts being like, this is my new number, look. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what ends up happening with a lot of shapeshifters. It's like when they're older, whenever they're like doing a new look for the week, they'll post it and be like, this is my new look for the week. I'm trying this out. I don't want to change too much because I think it'll throw people for a loop, but here's how I'm looking like. In fact, I would almost say there's a culture trying to normalize people trying to explore different looks and being very different, because I think there's probably even like a stereotype going around being like, oh, they're changing their forms too much, or they're looking for attention. And then, of course, the movement would be, no, you should express yourself. So, yeah. Well, all this time in one frame. It's fine, I did one frame. One frame has been done. 9 more to go. Yeah, I'm gonna use some water. Let's do some easier frames, maybe. Do I want to do easier frames? Maybe. I'm gonna scroll through. But yeah, look, these are some frames I did over the week. It's just all the frames that I have left to do for this area are the hard ones. I've done all the easy frames already. All I have left to do before the montage are the frames that have like 20 people in them. Look, these are all the frames I have to do, and there's just so many. Yeah, I've done all the easy frames before the montage. Wow, we're making progress, everybody. Wow. Nataba goes chirp chirp. Okay, what I'm gonna try to do, and this is a method that has been a little bit helpful for me, is I'm going to make these drafts a little bit more clear first to myself, so I can really lock down and be like, yes, I definitely want the figures to be here, this is where their hands would be, etc, etc. I'm gonna lock down. And then I'm going to go through these frames and I'm gonna go through these frames and only work on the frames that have sorry, well, my brain's all muddied up because I'm like focusing so hard on this. I am going to go through the frames and do character by character. So I'm gonna do all the lizard frames. I'm gonna do all the lizards in all the frames. And then I'm gonna do all the moths in all the frames. I'm gonna do all the shapeshifters in all the frames, etc, etc. I think that would be good. I'm going to check the silhouettes, maybe. Yeah, okay. It'll be way shorter. It's gonna be like... Cool. Okay. Wings, wings. deer is gonna be charging this way. Okay, I'm gonna need another frame. This frame. Basically, I'm realizing that this frame does not link directly into this frame. I think the general idea is that you want to try and... It's a little more annoying, but in general, you want to try and ensure that your boards connect as much as you can. You want there to be consistency even if you are cutting. So I'm gonna have a split frame where I'm gonna have a split frame where this one links perfectly to this one. So like all their sorry about the mic. Their poses are the same. The lizard can't be super close yet because the lizard is standing up here. So poses are the same, and then we can match it like this. Even if they're moving in at the speed of sound and there's no way that they could actually move that fast across space. Definitely want to keep it as consistent as possible. Nice. Hi Punkly, I am my day's doing pretty good. We're making some progress with these boards. I'm figuring out exactly where the figures will be, and I think this will actually save me a lot of time in the long run, so I'm excited for that. Yeah. I'm also just kind of like explaining my thoughts about a lot of these things. Ooh, let's make this closer to the foreground. Right, because they're coming from camera towards the other figures, right? Coming from camera towards the other figures, they're getting much closer. Yeah, okay, this is much better. No, it's rest time. Okay, I'll rest. I'll like mull over the shot choices I've done here. I want to go ahead and say that I do want this to be a little bit higher. Yeah. 5-minute rest break, everybody. Let's go. 5 minutes. I'll switch to my left. By the way, Punk, you're welcome to join us in being productive. If you see the message pinned to the top of chat, that's the cuckoo room we're using to keep track of our productivity. So every 25 minutes, we do a 5-minute break, and we're doing Pomodoros basically. So we're doing productivity sprints. Oh, let's see. Wait, Ashley, you said how long did it take for Tabba to grow in their egg? I'd say just like a normal incubation period for a baby. So I know chickens incubate fairly fast, but this is like a whole like individual, right? That's more humanoid of it, so I'd say it probably took a few months. Okay, sure, Punk. And to answer your question, Ashy, was this hospital visit like a day activity where you're like, honey, I want a baby? I mean, I mean, I guess so. If you notice the way the egg is made, I tried to make the egg look a little more artificial. I tried to make the egg look like it's not like a natural egg, because they're basically merging DNAs together, right? They're not of the same species. So this is like they had to go through a whole process basically of getting this egg. Hello, Hans Generis. Hi. If it isn't Lant, hey, it's me. What's up? Do I work in the one indie animation channel like SMG4? I do not. I don't know what SMG4 is. But yeah, I do not know what that is, but I do not work for that. No, this is my own web series. This is a thing I'm doing for myself, and I'm excited to share with you guys once I finish. What about you, Hans? How are you doing? Oh, it's Gargi! Gargi, hello! Hey! Look, I'm like doing some boards. Well, well, my lovely storyboard rival, Gargi. Behold, my storyboard attacks. Wait, how much of my boards have you actually seen? How much of my boards have you seen? I can like show you a little bit more of like what's up. Okay, I'm glad this scene plays out well. I'm like looking at the motions of the scene and I'm like, okay, this scene works. This scene freaking works. I don't know about these yet, but we'll see. Well, well, well. Well, if it isn't Gargi. How you doing, Gargi? Are you being productive? Feel free to join us in productivity. We have little baby is being passed around. But yeah, feel free to join us in productivity. If you look at the pinned message, we are working and being productive. Wow. Yeah, I'll just let us very slowly play. This is not the timing of everything, but this is more or less the timing. It's just going. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gargi. I was just reading your name out loud. I was like, oh. My bad. I did not mean to dox you by the name you gave me. The name I saw. Oh, I see. Okay, punk. Interesting, interesting. I will not speak your name anymore. It'll only be Gargi. Don't you worry. Unless you want me to. Oh! It's time to do more things. Okay, let's do another round. I'm gonna do another 25. I'm also... Folks, my streaming energy is slowly depleting. I know we only did one frame, which is wild, but I mean, it was fun. We're getting ready for more frames. I think if I do this well, maybe tonight I'll be able to knock out a whole bunch more frames. Copium, 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 copium. I think like just, you know, having all the details and all the frames laid out will definitely help me go faster. Copium, copium, copium. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna keep laying down the frames just so I can truly get a good idea for how I want this to look. Okay. I think I like here that the deer is looking at a 3/4 angle upwards. I think this helps read way better, so I'm gonna go ahead and maybe also change the positioning here a little bit so that it's 3/4 a little bit. Just ever so 3/4. And I'm going to move this over a bit so they're running at an angle. Yeah, okay, that helps, that helps. I'm going to move this figure over a little bit more as well because wait, no. Yeah, I'm moving this figure over a little bit more because I think there's a better transition to this final frame. Also, I need this camera to start moving a little bit later. Yeah, that's much better. Want this big guy, and now I gotta make sure the big guy can fit into frame well. Wow, look, everyone's crowding around. Yeah. This is good. This is good. I'm glad I'm making these choices. You'll join Producky soon? Let's go! This person to be a little bit more this way, I think. Oh, don't tell me I need more frames. No, I think this is good enough. Right, and then this frame too, we have the deer here. Horns, antlers. Bird person here, lizard here talking. Nice, okay. This frame, I'm seeing it, you guys. And then big ol' mech here. Moth here. Gonna shapeshifter closer. I'm just gonna have the shapeshifter stand behind the deer, only so that in this frame the shapeshifter can be like right here. So this helps this frame. I want them to be very like this directional so that composition wise it's doing this. I'll stop explaining myself. How much does this productivity help me? I'd say it helps quite a bit. I like to have productivity streams on days where I know that I am going to struggle with getting work done, either because the day before I was too tired, or I can feel that I don't have motivation for this day. So doing the stream is like a great way to force myself to be productivity. Do I want to join in one big animation team? Not necessarily. I think for this web series, I just want to do this web series really well. I think this is a story that only I would be able to tell and on my own. I think being in an animation team would really dilute what I'm trying to tell with this series. I do freelance storyboards when I'm not doing doing web series things. Yeah. Oh, here's okay. This is good. I like this, like this. Yeah, I got some side gigs. I'm going to. Well, I want to say this is more like a side hobby thing, right? Because this does not earn me any income. So this is the hobby, and then I get freelance every now and then. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this frame here so I can better perceive what's happening. And then I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna copy this frame over too so I can understand. Dialogue. There's gonna be a little bit of movement in the front. I'm gonna go ahead and just already predetermine that these individuals will move closer. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is working. This frame's gonna be wild when it's done. I agree. Already, I'm just like, oh, this frame. But I think compositionally wise, this frame is much stronger than some of the previous ones. Like this one's an okay composition. It's not bad, but let's see here. This is also like a fun composition, but it's not as striking as this one. I think this one's definitely a much more interesting looking composition. I can't wait for Gargi to come beat me up in storyboarding. Z, how's your productivity going? How's your weight and rigging going? Leans forward. Okay, I know how to do this. I'm gonna say this is gonna be that. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. They look just like you. And then there's gonna be another frame where one more frame here. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do one more frame. That's actually too much trouble. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say I like maybe this composition better than this one. So we're gonna start this close. And then the next frame, I'm gonna have this person do like a little gesture. I'm like figuring out how to cut corners now. I'm like this is I need to be nice to myself. Gesturing at the face. You wish you had time to apply for rival forms? Ah, it's all good, Ashley. We're all busy. We are all busy. My page projector. I'm going to Nala is going to do a little bit of a tilt. I'm gonna write this down. Tilt right to make eye contact with this person, and they're gonna smile. Will smile. It's going well, Z? Okay, that's good. I think you're getting better at Blender. If you're saying that it's not as tedious, I think that's a very good sign. Okay, they're making eye contact, and then now we're gonna do the one more frame. And what this extra frame is going to do is this is going to lead into the line for the next cut. So the dialogue is going to trigger the cut. Anyways, I take off my nerd glasses. I'll stop stop explaining all my moves. And let's see. Everyone's gonna turn and look. I immediately explain yet another move. Is this how people feel when they... Is this how people feel in Yu-Gi-Oh? When they're explaining all their moves? I will place my card in the trap card position. Something. And then Blue Eyes White Dragon something something. They look over. I think at this point they land on the head. Yeah, I'm gonna draw them like landing. They're gonna be like, they're gonna land. Oops, oops, floating, floating, and then land. Boop. Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, so let's say. Where is my... Ah, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna move this whole scene up a little bit like that. Yep. All right. My video will explain the lore of this episode I'm making right now. The episode I'm making hopefully will be self-explanatory. It will not be... It'll be less telling and all showing. It'll take a little bit for me to express everything about this world because there's too much happening. Was I lagging? Hi, I'm back. Did my stream hiccup for a hot second? So I'm going to go ahead and say that after this particular frame, I'm going to get ready to end stream because I'm getting hungry. It's time for pizza. I'm going to grab some pizza. Nothing happened for you, Punk? I see. Well, I'm glad that there was not any actual big old difficulties. Let's see. The deer. I'm gonna draw the deer like this with its horns. I don't think the deer's gonna even be in frame. I'm sorry, this deer's too small. This deer's gonna be. You can see the horns. The horns will be in frame. And then there will be the little shapeshifter back here. And then, this is a hard angle. Why did I choose this angle? Because technically the lizard would stand right here. This is where the lizard would be, and it would cover up the baby. Okay, I think I know how to fix this. I'm gonna put the lizard like right here. The lizard would have to be here. The lizard would have to be here. I'm gonna have to rethink. This shot. So, lizard is Yeesha. Okay, hold on. And delete all this so I can rethink this shot. It would have to be a real narrow squeeze between. So lizard here. Lizard is here. Shuri, it's fine for Shuri to be here. Baby will be here. And this person. Okay, what if I just. I want to move this. Yeah, this is the better composition. Wait, I have an idea. Oh, what if it's like a low angle? Because this is like this is very much not a low angle right now. What if it was a low angle? And then I could maybe do it like this. Because then Nala would be like this, right? And this lizard even lower down, a low angle. Be like that. Shoulders. Because basically like the horizon line would be like here. This is where the horizon line would be. And then you would be looking upwards. I think we could do this, and then all we have to do to show that it's a well, this guy is huge. All right, we'd have to show the background like this a little bit. I think. No, we would have to show the background like all the way down there. It would be like, ooh. Really narrowing. Yowza. We would see the ceiling grid at this point. I kind of like this though. It's a very different angle than usual. And what? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Wait. I'm cooking. I'm gonna have everyone step back slightly. This is a little bit of a cheat, but it'll work. Everyone will step back slightly. Even Shuri will like kind of like lean back a little bit. Hey! Okay, I fixed my problem. Yeah, and pizza time's coming soon. Oh, man. Oh, we did it. Oh. Okay, good. It's the best I could do. It's a nice shot. All right. Okay. Banter, banter. Everyone turns to look. All right. Okay, now it's pizza time. Now it's pizza time. Save check, thank you. Thank you, Peng, thank you, Z. All right, so, wow, thank you all for coming. This was very productive. I got a lot done, despite it being a little bit of a slow day for me. So thank you all for dropping by. I hope productivity was also good for you. And I will see you guys next time that I stream this. Yeah, I probably won't be streaming more until next week. I have stuff I gotta get through this weekend and also during the week. So we'll see you all next week. Hopefully I'll have way more frames done. I think these frames should be done next time I see you guys on stream. And yeah, thank you all for coming. Bye bye! Let's see.